Ew, gotta get rid of this old Backstreet Boys t-shirt.
Tell me why.
Because it stinks, boys.
Tell me why.
I've washed it so many times, but the odor won't come out.
Tell me why.
No, you tell me why I can't get rid of this odor.
Have you tried Downy Rinse and Refresh? It doesn't just cover up odors, it helps remove them.
Wow, it worked, guys.
Yeah.
Downy Rinse and Refresh removes more odor in one wash than the leading value detergent in 3 washes. Find it wherever you buy laundry products.
Looking for a fun way to win up to 25 times your money this basketball season? Test your skills on Prize Picks, the most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. Just select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projection for a wide variety of stats, and place your entry. It's as easy as that. If you have the skills, you can turn $10 into $250 with just a few taps. Easy gameplay, quick withdrawals, and injury insurance on your picks are what make Prize Picks the #1 daily fantasy sports app. Ready to test your skills? Join the Prize Picks community of more than 7 million players who have already signed up. Right now, Prize Picks will match your first deposit up to $100. Just visit prizepicks.com/get100 and use code GET100. That's code GET100 at prizepicks.com/get100 for a first deposit matchup to $100. Prize Picks, daily fantasy sports made easy.
Hey guys, this is Colin, your host. I'm here with Ashton again.
Hey guys.
Alrighty, let's pick back up where we was at last week. Nintendo cancels Smash World Tour. How do you feel about that?
I think it's a bunch of bull.
It's a bunch of bull.
Yeah, it's a bunch of bull. Nah, I mean, I understand how they are with their licensing for their IPs and stuff, and they was okay with it, but if unlicensed third-party companies do just something a little bit different than Nintendo doesn't like, they shut it down, which is unfortunate because it was cool to see Ultimate and Melee still getting love, especially Melee 21 years later. But it's a shame. There's other tournaments out there, and maybe with them shutting this down, maybe it'll open up to where they'll start doing their own first-party tournaments for Smash or something. They get a Smash and a Splatoon tournament together, or even separate from Nintendo first-party. That'd be pretty cool to see.
Is Melee as far back as the tournaments go, or do they actually have tournaments for the N64 version as well?
Smash World Tour specifically, they only done Ultimate and Melee, just those 2 games. Other companies, other third party that are still open, I'm not sure. I didn't look into them. They may do all of them. They may go back to the 64, but I'm not sure. Just the Smash World Tour.
You say because Melee was the second one in the series, but obviously it's probably
the
best. I mean, Ultimate definitely gives it run for its money, but nostalgia is definitely Melee.
For me, I love Ultimate. It's my second best, but Melee's always going to be the best because it's just, I don't know. We grew up on it, dominating it, so just the movement is just better. It's more crisp to me. Ultimate even feels a little more sluggish on the movement and stuff compared to Melee for me.
Gotcha. Well, you're definitely moving around a lot more pixels.
Yeah. And they ruined Fox after
the assessment of the proposals submitted by the Smash World Tour and the evaluation of their unlicensed activities. So I think Nintendo was just trying not to get a big old pot of, I'm not going to say necessarily legalness, but like you said, not using their right titles and everything else with that. So, like I said, it's just one of those things where Nintendo's like, oh, okay, you don't have a license to do this. Are we going to get in trouble as a company because we allowed you to use our titles?
Yeah, they're kind of just looking out for themselves, a lawsuit potentially for anything that would happen to go wrong. And Nintendo isn't affiliated with it at all, but they are using their IPs, so therefore it does take a chance on coming back on them.
Exactly. It's not like you was mentioning, like the other third party ones where it's just like, say for instance, you and me went out to the mall and decided we was want to host a tournament. We've done all that stuff. There ain't really nothing Nintendo can do about that.
Right. But if you, I mean, it's Smash World Tour. Right. It's Smash World Tour. It's World Tour. So, I mean, it's more open to get criticism from Nintendo if you're going to advertise it worldwide, basically. Doing tournaments in different cities and stuff. So now if you just do a small one in the mall or somewhere, I mean, they don't care.
Yeah, they're not going to march in and be like, no, you can't do this because it's not licensed.
We've had Smash tournaments.
That's right. No money involved, but we've had them.
Yeah.
All right, on to the next one. Sonic Frontiers free DLC came out.
Yeah. Seen on December 21st, there's a holiday cheer suit for Sonic, but the DLC roadmap, it goes on through next year. Update 1 has Jukebox, Photo Mode, and new challenge modes. Update 2 has Sonic's Birthday, Open Zone Challenge, and new Coco. And Update 3 has playable characters and new story. And the characters being on the picture, anyway, was Tails, Knuckles, and Amy. And then Sonic's Birthday is in June, so Update 3 will probably be later next year, just for that. Since Update 2 is Sonic's Birthday, I'd say Update 3 will probably be maybe this time next year, with it being that time frame. So it's cool to see free DLC. Most games, you don't get free DLC. You have to pay for all the DLC, so companies still do, and people would buy this if Sega would go through and sell it, but it's good to see companies still caring about the fans enough to just throw in extra stuff for the games they've already purchased.
Oh, yeah, because each one mentioned would probably be at least a $2 or $3 purchase each.
Yeah, I mean, I understand, like, say, when the 2 DLCs came out for Breath of the Wild, paying for those, because there was a lot of content in those. It's not just add-ons to the game, different outfits and stuff like this. It was actual new story on one side, so it just depends on the size of the DLC, really. So DLC this size, just throw it into the game. But Breath of the Wild size, yeah, I understand having to pay for the expansion pass on that.
Oh, yeah, because those expansions were huge on Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, they added several more hours on top.
Had huge DLCs, but
yeah,
these ones are pretty basic ones. It's pretty much the same for Fortnite being like a character skin per se.
Right, and you have to pay for those.
Yeah, which one are you looking forward to most on that list?
Probably, I like the new playable characters. I think that's pretty cool, because I remember on Sonic Adventure 2, you could play as Tails and Knuckles and others. So it's pretty cool to not just have to be playing a Sonic, which I know it's the main reason to play the game is it's a Sonic game, but it's cool to get other characters involved.
Oh, yeah, get the other people's attributes.
Yeah, and they all have different power moves.
I don't even think Sonic Heroes went that far. I think you just played as Sonic, Tails, or Knuckles. I don't remember switching to Shadow and everybody else like you did on Sonic Adventures.
No, I think it was just Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles and Heroes, the best I can remember. Well, no, actually, remember they had the different teams, like the bee and the crocodile.
And stuff.
Yeah, forgot about that.
Yeah. But never mind. Mark what I said.
It's been over 20 years, so our mind's a little fuzzy on the game.
Yeah, and yet again, it hasn't came to the Switch yet or even been remastered, so it's just one of those things. I'm still playing the original over top of that.
Yeah, it's stuck on original hardware to this point, so.
Yeah, probably mine, which I haven't got the game yet, but anytime that you add to the story, that's always a good thing.
Right. And I was very, very close to picking up the game because the Black Friday and Cyber Monday deal, it was on sale for $29, and it being a brand new game, that's a pretty good deal, but I didn't have $29 to pick it up, so.
That's right. We're still waiting for more sponsors.
That's right. If you guys would buy off our affiliate links and buy our merch and stuff, maybe I'd have some $29 to buy the game, but I don't because you guys aren't buying like you should.
Leave the cash and the roast the audience. All right, moving on to the next one. December games with gold. I think one of these games has already came out and the other one comes out in like 3 more days.
Yeah, they usually do one at the beginning of the month and then one at like the 15th or 16th or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, both the games, one's Colt Canyon and one's Bladed Fury. I've never heard of either one of these, but Colt Canyon is you take your revolver and rescue your partner in this atmospheric and punchy roguelike game. Colt Canyon is a 2D pixel art shooter where you control a cowboy or one of the other many unlockable characters whose mission is to save his kidnapped partner from the ruthless bandits. And then Bladed Fury is a classic 2D action game based on Chinese mythology with accompanying traditional art style and sound design, but with a dash of surrealism added to the mix. Neither one of those games seem like games I would want to play, but if you guys are into those, go ahead and play them, and good for you.
Yeah, the first one, it seems like a 2D version of like Red Dead Redemption style.
Yeah,
It's pretty much a old time shoot 'em up in a 2D platform. And then the Bladed Fury, it definitely seems like a 2D Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah.
Got it. However, when you pronounce it, everyone always tells me it's wrong, but I don't care.
I don't know. I just say it however I want to say it.
Basic English and what I'm taught, it says Gaiden if you sound it out. So,
yeah, you're right. It seems like they're just for the past, I don't know, past couple years. It used to be games that was something to look forward to every month. You'd get high quality, good games, but now you just get games people's never heard of. They're running out games, and they're not really focused on it anymore because they're more focused on their Game Pass Ultimate games. So they're not really worried about the games with gold games anymore. They're just throwing games out there to keep people happy because they're just enough to say, hey, you're getting new games.
yep, basically. Just right here's another reason why you're paying this month per year to have us. But like you said, yeah, it used to be pretty decent games. Like they used to have the Walking Dead games for free. A whole slew of I'm not going to say first party titles. I mean, there was a few first party titles that popped up for free.
Yeah, like Forza Horizon. That was one of them.
I think, well, no, it was the Ultimate where you get Halo, so never mind.
Oh, yeah, Halo, yeah. That'd be cool. And I know the Gears of War, at least the first 3 was on there. Maybe the 4th one as well, but I don't remember.
I think, I got the 4th one.
You do? I know I have at least the first 3 from it. But they used to be good games. And it was something to look forward to. I used to follow it closely every month just to see what we was going to get, but they're not even worth looking at anymore. And those games that were good...
That's why we followed this for you guys.
Yeah, right. And those games that were good, they were 360 games. These games that are coming out now, they're Xbox One games, but they're not anything anybody wants to play, really. I mean, not to throw shade at the developers or anything. It's just... I've never heard of them.
Yeah, and like we said, it used to always be games that everyone had heard about, games that was that. I mean, shoot, I even think throwing those games back in circulation would have hurt. Giving someone else a chance.
No, they wouldn't. Just right, and that, I mean, it's been 6-7 years since all those good games were coming out, so it probably wouldn't hurt to throw them back in the mix if somebody didn't get to pick them up back then.
Yeah, it was pretty much the start of the generation. Whenever started doing that. I mean, I know the Xbox 360 done it. Don't get me wrong. I know that I'm right on that. But for the Xbox One,
yeah.
And like Ashton said, it was some 360 titles, but it was also brand new Xbox One titles that were coming out for free.
It was. But I was most excited for the 360 titles because that was back when it first started getting backward compatible because you had to go on this website and vote for what games you wanted to be backward compatible, and then they would release those. And it was pretty cool going on there and voting, and then seeing which ones you were getting the games of gold that were backward compatible with the Xbox One. So it was pretty cool.
They definitely had that messed up right from the beginning because they advertised it like everything was going to be backward compatible out of the gates, and it was probably a good solid 2 or 3 years before everything was backward compatible.
Yeah, I know they had trouble with the licensing and with different things, especially like the Call of Duties, where they were more focused on Sony at the time for, everything. But during the 360 era, they were more focused on Xbox. So it's just a switch of the generations there.
Yeah, but wasn't
took them a while.
having issues with it too from the PS3 to the PS4?
Well, Sony just has trouble with back compatibility, period, because they like doing theirs all cloud-based pretty much instead of just throwing a disc in.
Yeah.
It's not even digital games at that point. That's just playing off a cloud, and you have to have a good internet connection to play off the cloud.
Oh, yeah. But I remember for the longest time, it just seemed like nothing was backwards compatible. And then all of a sudden, it was just fixed overnight with one update.
Yeah. I mean, at the beginning, there was a few games backward compatible that I had, but none of the Call of Duties were at first. They were just introduced slowly, and then eventually all the older Call of Duties were.
Yeah, it was... Ghosts was the one that came out with both of them, because Ghosts was the one that came out when the Xbox One came out. And I remember, I still got 2 copies. I got one for the 360 and one for the Xbox One.
I got 2 copies too, both for the 360 then.
I didn't beat it twice. I didn't do it custom. It just depended. I honestly don't even know why I had it for the 360. I think Colby had it for the 360 because I had it for the one.
I didn't have it for the one. I had it for the 360.
Because you couldn't even play backwards. You couldn't even, I couldn't play with him.
No, you couldn't. Cross-generation.
Yeah, you couldn't backwards. You couldn't play across generations. So I honestly don't even know why we wound up with 2 of them.
Yeah, I don't either. Because at first everybody thought, oh yeah, if you had the same game, you can play with people in the 360, which wasn't the case at all.
No, it was, you had to pick your side, pick your friend group. You could pick the friends that could afford it with you, or you could pick the friends that couldn't afford it and could only afford a $60 game.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, it was definitely nice with the old free games of gold, but like you said, recently, within the past couple of years, it's not really been worth getting it month to month. We've just been keeping track of it because of this podcast.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
All right. Kind of went off the beaten path a little bit, but that's okay. I think that'll round us out about nice time-wise. Mario Kart 8 custom items.
Yeah.
How'd you like this idea, since it's the first time that Mario Kart has ever done anything like this?
That's pretty cool. I got a source here from Polygon with the description, and it says, with the new custom items option, player can specify which items appear in the game and even allocate them to specific teams. Custom items lets players randomize which power-ups appear in boxes, or lets them turn them all off. Or players can do all Bullet Bill power-ups or a mix of classic Super Mario Kart power-ups. It's pretty cool. If it was me, which I do have Mario Kart 8, I do like an all-red shell for me, because those are the best. I know a lot of people were wondering what an all-blue shell would look like, and I think that would be crazy. Blue shells going everywhere, hitting everybody, which most of the time they go up to the first, whoever's in first. So that'd be
Yeah.
switching places a lot if you're online or even local play. It's pretty cool. And the DLC for the Mario Kart 8, like the map packs and stuff, it's cool to see that game getting updates this much later in its life cycle. It's been out for almost 10 years, so
You say about 10 years, hasn't it?
yeah. It's time for a new Mario Kart, but they're trying to keep this one alive because it's still selling well. So
Yeah, it pretty much gives you like a touch like a shooter base. You get to choose your class basically with the customized items. I don't really see
yeah, pretty much.
This ways with, like you said, all red shells. Do I want all blue shells? Do I want to mix everything up? Do I just want to go for speed and just do all mushrooms?
Yeah. Didn't even think about that.
Yeah, because I mean,
There's a bunch of different options and stuff. It's pretty cool.
I think all mushrooms
'Cause they could
really
just-
good unless you was going against
It
like
would.
a small blue shell, because then you whack by blue shells.
Yeah, that'd be awful.
Is the squid still in that game? Like where inks everybody's green?
I
don't have it. That's why I'm asking.
don't think so. I know that's on
Six
the
is the last one I have.
I know it's on the Wii, and it's on Mario Kart 7, which is on the 3DS, but I can't remember. I don't think it is on Mario Kart 8.
Gotcha. Yeah, as you say, I remember the one off the Wii, and I'm just like, oh, okay, this squid is annoying, which I think that was pretty much the blue shell got game,
It
if I'm
is.
not mistaken. Where no, it affects everybody.
I think, yeah, where it affects everybody, except for the person, of course, that releases it.
Which I would
I know the blue
They
shell.
should bring back the squid. That'd be fun to annoy people with.
Yeah,
Like, hey,
I don't think it's. I don't think it is
Can't
on
see
there.
it once online. Which, then again, that could also
Yeah.
crash.
It could.
Could
I know the lightning is aggravating, where it shrinks and makes you go. I hate that, and you lose your items.
Lightning.
Yeah, it aggravates me.
Yeah, especially when the one that set the lightning and still big and hits your car and plumb off the road.
Yeah, flattened you.
Yeah. This is a kid's game.
Yeah, right.
All right. Pokemon Violet and Scarlet is the lowest rated main title in Pokemon history.
Yep. That's what happens when you release a half-baked game. But
Not learn a lesson from Cyberpunk.
no, it did not. And it didn't even learn its lesson from Sword and Shield because it's worse than Sword and Shield was when it released. But Violet had a medic.
Wasn't that the one that was worse than it originally?
What is it?
I said I believe Sword and Shield was the no, it was something silver. I think silver and something else was the lowest rated one before this one.
Oh yeah. As I know, they had Silver and Gold, which was for the Game Boy Color or Game Boy Advance. I can't remember. But then they had Soul
That's why we have
Silver.
such low rated.
Yeah. And then they had Soul Silver and Heart Gold or something like that. I don't know. But Violet had a Metacritic score of 72, 48 positive, 48 mixed, and 1 negative, and a 3.8 user score with 469 positive, 126 mixed, and 1,016 negative from users. That's pretty bad. But then Scarlet had one up on the Violet with a 73 with 49 positive, 47 mixed, and 1 negative, and a lower user score than Violet with 3.1 with 608 positive, 190 mixed, and 1,917 negative. Game Freak, if that doesn't tell you something, then over 1,000 players say both of your games are negative. I mean, a lot of the... I know it's the glitches. I'm sure the game and the story is fine. That's what everybody's saying. The game and the story is fine. If you could just run it without frame drops, without glitches, it would be a fun game. And a lot of people are still having fun with it. But that doesn't excuse Game Freak for releasing a half-baked game. And just because it's Pokemon, it's going to sell. Yes, that's true, but that doesn't mean it's going to be received well.
Yeah. And you just screwed over your main player base because they was the ones that bought it first.
Right, and there were millions of pre-orders out there. And
it was my bad. It was Brilliant Diamond. It wasn't anything silver. Brilliant Diamond was the one that was worth.
Oh, Brilliant Diamond. Okay, so that was the one that released last year, which was a remake of Diamond and Pearl. It was Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, and that was a remake of the original Diamond and Pearl, I believe, on the 3D. I believe on the DS. I believe it came out. The regular DS, I believe. But yeah, they're going to fix the game. They're going to patch it, but it shouldn't need this much patching. All games are going to need patches when they first release nowadays. So, but it shouldn't come to that point that that's what they rely on when they release a game is, we can just patch it out, release it, get the money out there, get it selling, then we'll fix it. That's not how it should be.
No, and too many companies are doing that nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, that's the future of gaming. That's how it's going to be from now on. And it's not even worth picking up a new game hardly anymore. You might as well wait for a sale.
As you say, yeah, you may as well wait for the games out for a little bit in today's time, just for them to fix everything, which is eventually going to cause. It's not going to cause everybody because you still got the diehard fans that are going to buy it day one. They don't care how it plays. But at the same time, you're eventually going to cause the whole entire community to just play the waiting game until everything is fixed.
Right. And I mean, Nintendo themselves, they're pretty good about releasing games that are well developed. I mean, that's why they delayed Breath of the Wild 2, well, Tears of the Kingdom. I'm still calling it Breath of the Wild 2. But that's the reason they delayed it, is because it wasn't ready. I mean, I'm sure they could have rushed it in and released it by holiday this year, but why would they do that? They would ruin their name and the name of Zelda. They say, I know Pokemon is Nintendo, but it's not just Nintendo. They don't have the say-so.
Mainly Game Freak.
Necessarily. They have a third of the say-so. Because I did look it up. It is Game Freak and then Nintendo that own Pokemon. And them three together make the Pokemon company.
Yep. Yeah, it's insane where it happened like that because, I mean, Pokemon, I guess, in a weird sense, they are bigger than Nintendo because they don't have to rely on Nintendo for, like, the card games and the anime, the whole, shebang like that. But at the same time, Nintendo's been around longer than what Pokemon has. So I think they should take notes on how Nintendo does stuff morally.
They should, and I know they got to get these games out because they release a new Pokemon game every year, which I understand. Two. They'll release every year. So these games are getting bigger and bigger. Just extend your time period a little bit longer. Instead of doing it
like once a year, that we instead focus on too. I mean, I know the games are so close and identical, it don't make a difference, but at the same time, there's obviously something different about those two games for them to call something different.
Right, and there's enough difference between, for them to be two separate games. So, and just them being that little bit different takes more development time. So, just release one if you have to. I know that's kind of where Pokemon started, was the dual release, and it's how they've been going. But nowadays, you can just trade with the same copy of the game that you already have. You don't have to trade with the other. I mean, yes, to get all of the Pokemon, you have to trade with both versions of the game. But if you just make it to where, in order to receive all of the Pokemon in that dex, you just have to trade with somebody that has the same version of the game. Just put all the same Pokemon in one game and just make it to where you still have to trade in order to receive all of those Pokemon. I don't know how they do it. They could figure it out. They're smarter than me.
Yeah, they definitely get paid to do all of that developmental stuff.
Yeah.
And apparently they get paid big bucks since they can rip off their customers, and then their customers come crawling back.
Oh, they get paid. Oh, they will. Oh, they'll go all out for Gen 10 next year. And then you better believe that they're going to hype it up. Gen 10. And then here we're going to be right back where we're at this year.
Yep, pretty late. I mean, pushed out before it needed to be pushed out, and here we are complaining that the frame rates are so bad on the Switch when in reality it's the game.
Yeah, and then they're just trash talking the Switch. Yes, it is underpowered. It's almost, what is it? Next year's it'll make it 6 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, and the chip at that time when it first released was getting old then. So that's how hardware nowadays don't age well. It gets old fast. That's why they come out with the remodels of the same, like the Xbox One S and then the One X. That's why and the PlayStation Pro and all that. That's why they come out with newer consoles of the same generations, because it ages fast nowadays. It used to be you could take a console and go longer with it, but now you can't. Technology is advancing so fast.
Oh yeah, and then.
But I think
PC games are always getting built. I mean, the PC players are always building up way past what a console would ever be capable of doing, right? Instantly.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They got to fight
Easy.
with that audience to not constantly be losing to the PC players.
Right. And I say there'll be if Nintendo doesn't show up at E3, they'll have their own summer Nintendo Direct, usually in June, around the E3. But E3 is coming back in physical form, so they might be in E3. Nintendo always showed up at E3. So I'm saying that either E3 or a summer Nintendo Direct, sometime in June, or whenever they have their Direct, they will announce a new next-gen Switch. It may not release until 2024 or 2025, but I think they'll at least announce it.
Yeah, 2025. It's weird to think that Black Ops 2 is almost ready to take place.
I know, right? We're not that far into the future yet. Black Ops 2 kind of extended it a little bit.
A little bit. Yeah, I just constantly think about that. I was like, we're coming up on Black Ops 2 here.
Yeah, I think about that sometimes too. It's like, well, we're not as far advanced as what they thought we would be by that time.
We're pretty close. I'm more advanced than what I thought we was going to be in 2012, but still.
Right, yeah. More than we was 2012. Yeah, but it's
definitely
funny.
I mean, you can take your iPhones and iPods there. I mean, obviously back then it was still just the iPhone existed, yeah, but not that many people. It wasn't that prominent yet. You had more iPods still than what you had iPhones
right.
now. iPods are pretty much obsolete.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they don't even make them anymore. They quit making them, I think, last year when they stopped producing them.
So, I mean, we are more advanced, but we're not near as advanced as what Black Ops 2 said we was going to be.
Right. Yeah, we are advanced. We are a lot more advanced than we was 10 years ago, but not. I mean, maybe in 3 years, in 2025, we'll be up to the Black Ops 2 standard. I don't know. We'll see. We better move fast.
Right here.
Yeah. I'm just saying we better move fast.
Oh, shoot. I think that's all the time we got for today, isn't it?
Yep. That'll work.
Topics too, anyways.
Yeah, we're out of topics too, but because we was running over from last week. We had a lot of stuff packed in last week.
I honestly didn't think if we drove in that rabbit hole, I didn't think we was going to make it through on time.
Yeah.
Well, I thought we was going to finish before time. That's what I should say. But no, we got you guys your 30 minutes, so we're good.
Yeah, that's all we're required to have. We're not required. We make the rules.
That's right.
We like to at least give you guys 30 minutes.
Yeah, 30 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's it. Follow all our socials if you haven't yet. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Go buy some of our merch that Ashton mentioned earlier in this podcast at Redbubble.
Please.
Just type in Free Terrible Gamers, and we will
no spaces
right up with all the stuff that you can buy.
Yeah.
Don't forget, I checked the code on Manscaped. It's still working. We haven't got the update if they cut us off yet or not. So if you can, go use the promo code still while you can.
Buy everything. Separate orders, though. Yep, code 3TG.
You got anything for him, Ashton?
No, I think you covered it all.
That's right. That's what you get for taking my notes.
Well, I told you shouldn't have sent me your notes.
Man.
I told you.
I
I had to.
And I told you had no balls to do it, and you done it anyways. All right, you guys have a good one.
See you guys next week.
Looking for a fun way to win up to 25 times your money this football season? Test your skills on Prize Picks, the most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. Just select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projection for a wide variety of statistics, and place your entry. It's as easy as that. If you have the skills, you can turn $10 into $250 with just a few taps. Easy gameplay, quick withdrawals, and an enormous selection of players and stat options are what make Prize Picks the #1 daily fantasy sports app. Ready to test your skills? Join the Prize Picks community of more than 7 million football fans who have already signed up. Right now, Prize Picks will match your first deposit up to $100. Just visit prizepicks.com/get100 and use code GET100. That's code GET100 at prizepicks.com/get100 for a first deposit match up to $100. Prize Picks, daily fantasy sports made easy.
At Grainger, we're for the ones who specialize in saving the day and for the ones who've mastered the art of keeping business moving. We offer industrial-grade supplies for every industry with same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders, all backed by real people ready to help. So you can get the right answers and products right when you need them. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.